Hello, I am Zerathos, and I'm going to be playing Exanima. It's kind of a weird little action-adventure game that's escaped the radar of most people, as far as I can tell. But it's got a particularly interesting combat system. While I have played a whole bunch of this game already, I mostly did that in the arena rather than in the actual adventure, so while I know like some of the things that are particularly loud music, by the way, very sudden and non-cued, while I know some of the things that are going to be happening, I don't really know a whole lot of them, honestly. The game's mechanics are a little bit strange still to me. And, in any case, I won't be spoiling it for you until we run into it. As you can see in the bottom left, this is 0.6, version 0.65, which is obviously below 1. Therefore, the game is in early access. I think it actually has a tag on Steam as well, and there is definitely a lot the game is presently missing, such as ranged combat. However, it's definitely playable, and I'm going to go through the adventure and see how much of it I can actually show you. It saved all my settings. Wow. Anyway, character creation. Half naked. Woo! Some sweet boxers, yeah? Anyway. There we go. Actual clothing. What is that? Anyway, there's a skill system. It's not particularly extensive and doesn't really make too much of a difference in combat, but it's useful. I like to focus on sword and shield combat, so I will obviously put my my single skill into that. Let us begin, and die horribly, probably, maybe. And here we are. Look at that physics-based standing up. Partially physics-based, but yeah. Anyway, a torch. I shall take the torch. Controlling your character in this is kind of weird. As you can see here, it's actually done with the mouse. I hold right-clicked in order to go around. I can use WASD to, like, turn, but not strafe when I'm in this mode. And, of course, go forward and backward at particularly low rates. Shift to sprint, etc. I can, like, run at light speed if I hold shift while using those. And trip over rocks. That is a thing. But there's also a combat mode, which has strafing and all the good stuff. And tripping over rocks. I can still do all that. However, I won't be doing a whole lot of just actual normal combat mode moving. As, well, yeah, you'll see. Look, a door. I wonder where I'm gonna go! Alright. There's nothing else in this room, by the way. Doors are open manually. Yes. Fight me. I don't know. I kind of like it, but at the same time, no. Let's see. This is the main hub area. You get to actually come back to this corridor fairly often. This door is locked. The door that's up this way is also locked. So we're going this way. Now I actually do know what's behind all of these doors that we're going to encounter right here. Including those two locked doors back there. But, I won't spoil it to you until we actually have gone through each of them. I should probably just go through them all in turn. There's nothing in here. What is that? Is that actually usable? Is this an iron bar? It's an iron bar. That's kind of an awkward weapon to be using, though. Any case, combat's rather weird. It's physics-based and uses clicking, obviously, but you can only swing right to left if you just hold left-click. If you swing the mouse and hold left-click, then you wind up with a left-to-right attack. If you double-click and then hold overhand, you hold Alt and then stab. There you go. And that's it. Combat's kind of... It's generally better than most combat games that I've encountered thus far, in that you can do basically everything. It's a guy. Hey there. You gonna fight? No? No. Okay. You don't look too great, buddy. Yeah, no, he's probably undead. So, as you can see, there are NPCs around here. They're not necessarily hostile, but they're also necessarily hostile. No, okay, yeah, though, most NPCs that I've encountered this far, have been generally non-hostile, but, like, if you try anything too sudden near them at the beginning, they'll attack you. They actually have a trust system, apparently, where if you walk around a particular NPC for long enough, they'll eventually just understand that you're not a threat. And so they'll mostly just ignore you when you're just kind of going around. Time to see what's behind door number 1. Ooh. That's a lot of stuff. Okay. I don't usually come here first. I don't know if this is gonna mess with me. I've gone through this first area like a few times, but it's not entirely spoiled for me, as a lot of things are totally random. World generation is not, for the record, but items that you just kind of find are. You'll note that I found a few pieces of equipment that I've just kind of put on without saying anything. Whoops. But yeah, they're not particularly important. Armor is as you'd expect, it protects you. But it's actually based on coverage. So if someone were to, for instance, hit me in the leg, I have pants, basically, and therefore I'm barely protected there. However, up here I've got 2 layers of, well, a cloth shirt and a leather tunic, which means that if someone hits me in the chest, it's less likely to deal as much damage. And there's actually a potential for it to just do nothing. However, you know, it's not particularly great armor, so I'm probably going to get screwed by the first thing that hits me. And here's a machete, so I actually have a weapon. It's a miracle. And now I can never use the iron bar in combat. It's actually a decent weapon, though. It'll be some time before I get an actual sword, or really fight anything. Which is kind of a disappointment, I guess, maybe. As this is kind of a fighting game. But hey. We'll get enough combat, let me tell you. Combat also kind of sucks. Not in terms of, like, actual controls or how it acts. But in terms of actually playing the adventure, you don't want to get into combat very often, as look at the yellow health bar down there. Well, if I take sufficient damage in an individual hit, then the health will not come back. So I kind of get just slowly roguelike to death. And if I don't play my cards right, I will get killed. So that's not going to be great. What's behind here? Nothing I wanted to go deal with yet. These doors are open. As far as I know, NPCs can't open doors. That's entirely up to you. So for the most part, if a door is closed, it means you haven't gone there yet. Or you've closed the door, but yeah. Any case, that's kind of how I rely upon my adventuring. So I tend to like to go for the open doors first. Not, of course, only because of that, but also because, well, standard rule of adventuring. You don't want to open any doors until you have to. A knocked over chair. Some random items. A chest. Wait, what's that? That's just a bottle. Never mind. Hey, boots. Now I actually have some armor. Anyway. Yep, footsteps. Where are they? Like I said, NPCs have a trust value, so basically if you run into an NPC you haven't met before, at particularly close range, then you're fairly likely to surprise them, and they might actually just immediately attack you. Oops. Walking around is also physics-based, so... Let me see if I can try to trip myself. That was just mostly awkward, not really a decent tripping. But yeah. Oh. Hey there. I don't want to mess with you. You've got an axe. That's kind of, it's a decently dangerous weapon. They're having a little conversation over there, aren't they? Anyway. Just go this way for now. I've already been here. Let's see, I think there's nothing over here. Nope, I haven't been over here. Have I? I think I haven't. It's kind of hard to tell. Most of the rooms kind of look the same. I mean, there aren't any repeated rooms, certainly, but yeah. You have to actually memorize things. And my memory is, newsflash, not great. Actually, that is totally news to you. While I actually have been in other videos by other YouTubers, I obviously haven't had my own channel actually running basically until now. Therefore, whoops. Anyway, we've got a jacket now. As you can see, I'm actually wearing a tunic, a shirt, and a jacket all at the same time. So, yeah, we are capable of layering multiple pieces of armor on top of each other, but not all pieces of armor are actually things you can mess with to such an extent. A book! A catalog exhaustively describing many common and unremarkable plants in great detail. It's hard to imagine why anyone would undertake such a pointless endeavor. Oh. Right, I haven't read the letter to you yet. Also, we're not taking that book, it doesn't seem to be useful. Anyway, you start with this little letter here. It's a piece of parchment. Woo. This appears to be the final page of a letter. ... and assist him in whatever way you can. If all else fails, then recover any information he has gathered and bring it to me. There's potential in you. Succeed here and we'll find a place for you. Badly scribbled across the back of the page are the following words. There is another way out. So that tells us essentially nothing. Who we're looking for? Why we're looking for them? I don't know. What we're trying to get from them, if they're just dead or something? Don't know. Also, where we are? Certainly not a thing we know. But still, a little bit of backstory. Oh, right. I'm pretty sure I can't open this. Nope. Close the inventory so I can actually... Hey, it's a corpse. Don't believe there's anything else in here. No. No. Alright. No. I wanted to check said corpse, thank you. They're just loading for a second. I don't believe any of this good stuff. Cloth shirt, a heavy waistcoat. Actually, I do have a use for the heavy waistcoat. Not right now, but I do have a use for it. For instance, if I'm wearing pauldrons, I can't wear this, so... half a point, 1 point, 1 point. As you can see, different pieces of armor have different actual values against different attacks. So... basically, I have to consider that versus other pieces of armor that I could possibly picking up and equipping. On top of its relevant coverage value. You back there look like you have blood on your face. That's not great. So for instance, this jacket here probably has better coverage than this waistcoat. But like I said, I can't wear the jacket with like pauldrons, for instance. Let's see what else is here. Oh, right, the key. This key is kind of important. And a shield. And now I have actual armor. Slash weapons. Slash somewhat relevant in combat. Oh, you're still here. I'm just gonna see if I can walk past you. There we go. That person's not particularly much of a threat. They don't have a slashing weapon after all, so... slashing weapons and piercing weapons, anything other than blunt, essentially, tends to deal more permanent damage to my health bar than well, blunt weapons. Or, say, your fists. Let's not say blunt weapons actually are terrible. I do honestly like them, to a certain degree, because it's pretty funny to just bludgeon someone to death. Plus there's potential of knocking them down, or simply just moving them around the battlefield. Hello, two random people. I have no interest in fighting you. I don't think there's anything back here, but it's always worth checking. Bonk. I almost tripped over an object. Oh. I don't know if there's a guy behind here, or if that's just barricaded. If there is a guy behind there, sorry guy. Move this crate out of the way. Super simple. Just bonk things. Okay. Let's see. Where did I come from? I checked that. Oh. I know where that is. What are you doing? What is that person doing? Why are you... I don't know. Hey, look, it's the guy I, like, someone accidentally released at the very beginning. They wander around kind of awkwardly. Hello there. Gonna pass right on by. It's generally wiser to not run around, as that will more likely... Oh. Hello, corpses. What made you? Possibly just each other. Dunno. Another iron bar. It's a butcher's cleaver. Don't really want it. I think these are actually the same boots that I'm wearing. They basically are. A tunic. Not as good as my tunic. Haha. This nets me nothing. There's a door back here. It is locked. No. That's not where the key goes. Yes, just hit the wall with the torch. Moving around is slightly awkward. I will be the first to say this. Can't open that, but it just goes to that one little room that we already passed by earlier. The tiny one, you know, that thing. No one in here? No one in here. Switch to my shield. Just in case I do accidentally get into combat. A book. A detailed log of various materials being delivered and dispatched. The script and some of the spelling seem very unusual. What you assume must be dates have a format you can't make sense of. That's not particularly useful to us, so we're not going to take it. That crate may have fallen on top of me if I had messed with it too much. I don't know. I believe these are basically the same. Yes. I still do not have better boots. I also still do not have anything on my head. Or decent pants. Or a sword. But yeah, sword will be a little while. More doors to open. Ugh. There's so many of them. Yeah, there's not going to be a whole lot of combat at the beginning of this game. Mostly just walking around until you find something to fight. At which point, there's going to be a lot of combat. That might have been slightly dangerous for a second there, but... No, they didn't feel like fighting. Oh. I believe that's a non-hostile behind the door. I'm just gonna let him move away for a second. No? He doesn't wanna. Bludgeon them with the door. It's kind of sad. I mean, yes, I understand that they're probably undead, but also, really? Come on, dude. Get out of here. Get out of here. Don't look at me. You're just blocking my path. I had to get through. I might have to kill them. That person's actually wearing a actual cap, so I might want that even. Time for a mugging. Now it's our first combat against some random guy. I mean, yes, they're undead, probably, considering the noise, how they move around, how they fight, and what they look like. Hey, look at their faces. Ah, this is not great combat terrain. Ah! Still haven't taken a hit. But that's generally for the better. Ow. Oh, it's just yellow damage, though. If my health bar turns red, then I've actually taken a permanent injury, which is generally advisable to avoid. Derpiest combat. This is what happens when you don't know what the hell you're doing. Okay. Finally. And now I take his hat. All of that for a hat. I believe I've got a leather tunic already. Yep. So that was the first combat. I don't profess to being particularly great at this game, but yeah, I understand what the hell I'm doing, so there's at least that. Hello there. No, I think I'm actually going into areas that I've already been to. Oh, hello. I'm gonna see if I can actually just walk past. Now that I'm decently well armed. Yep, I've been here. Now that I'm decently well armed, I'm not particularly worried about fighting enemies as much. Especially those with the blunt weapons. Yep. That was not me, like, delaying to let them pass. That was just me getting stuck in a wall. Not complete game. Not a complete game. I think I've explored everything over here. Let's see. Trying to think about what I've encountered last time. Yeah, I think I'm done here. Now I just have to figure out where the heck I'm going. Actually, I think there's a guard log. I don't remember if I've encountered that yet. I don't think I have. Unless it's in my inventory. No, it's not. Okay. I might pause the video in order to go find it. In fact, that's what I'll do. If I encounter something new, I will unpause it. Okay, I don't think I've been in here before. A log of work orders. Seems as though many people were involved in completing them. Most of the names seem strange, and many items are described with words you've never seen before. Maybe I have it in here. I don't know. That's a door that's closed, so probably not. That's a lot of doors that are closed, so yeah. That's an enemy. An actual enemy, not just some random guy that I decided to kill for his armor. He's just having some trouble. Oh no, it is a random person that I just accidentally aggroed. But they're actually unarmed, so this is really not a threat. Ow. They have a ridiculous attack rate without a weapon. Haha. Overhand attack. I might try a thrust. That was not effective. Fortunately, their attacks are really not effective. I don't know why you got aggroed. Technically, it's possible to avoid combat like this if you don't want to, like, randomly fight a person. If you just run away and then come back later. My shield has taken actually quite a few hits from this person, apparently. And they're dead. After taking, like, a ridiculous amount of damage, honestly. Blue armor. Well, clothing, really. But, yeah. Leather trousers. I have those. Okay. A belt, in any case. And now I'm wearing a belt. I can only imagine how ineffective the belt is at covering your body, but... Oh. No, I'm fairly certain there's actually an enemy behind you. Oh, I'm sorry. I spoiled it. Yeah. Let me... Oh, look, I got a level up. That's interesting. That doesn't commonly happen. Let's see. Do I want to do shield? I think I'm going to do armor. I'm going to need maneuvering and armor eventually, but not yet. I don't really have decent armor yet, so let's just not. Remise is decent. Most of these maneuvers tend to just not get used when you're just walking around in here. As these random enemies generally just continuously attack, so you don't really have to worry about their defenses or anything. But, shields, though. Shields I think I will work with. Because apparently I took a decent amount of hits earlier. For God's sakes, just get out of here. Let me open the door. Let me open the door, you bastard. Hit the door. Up. Oh, right, there's nothing back here. This is pointless. I might take damage for no reason. If I hadn't had that hat, I probably would have been taking significantly more damage than that. Haha! I maneuvered just in time to actually, like, prevent his swing from doing anything. Way of just whacking my entire body into the guy. Yeah, this is just a toilet. Like, a literal toilet. So, that was kind of a pointless little adventure. But combat is fun. Ragdolling yourself in order to fight someone is kind of entertaining, basically. Oh, hello. I didn't expect you there. Would you kindly move out of the way? Oh, hey, it's that guy. Attempted to fight him. It seems to me that the, like, generally more obviously undead-looking characters tend to be a little bit more violent than others. There we go. Getting stuck on the little curb a lot. A bill! It's an actual polearm. I don't use polearms. I'm sword and shield. I just am. I just don't use polearms here. I kind of prefer the protection of the shield to being able to do additional damage or having additional reach, as it tends to be that you get stuck in, like, random tiny areas fairly often. Ow. I mean, I probably shouldn't be running around gigantic wooden spikes. Random tiny areas fairly often, in addition to kind of requiring additional protection as wounds are permanent. But yeah. Like a chest. With boots in it. I think my boots are better. Sure, whatever. If it doesn't matter, just go for the one that looks better at the moment. Basically, though. There are actually better boots than I'm wearing right now. Oh. Where's this? Where is this? Oh! This is the main area. Isn't it? Yeah, it is. Well, we've come all the way back around. Time to open this door. Another hostile. Gonna fight you over here in the light, so I can use my shield, maybe. Just keep giving ground until it's a good location. Up. Solid hit. Staggering around all over the place. I'm not great at using my lunges. If you like barely tap, you like just take a single step, but then if you hold down the button, you actually go like a little bit further. With a bit more momentum. So that's generally better at like actually involving yourself in a swing, but I tend to overinvest in attacks. Hey there. You slightly surprised me, honestly. I'm gonna try to walk past. Thank you. Got ridiculously close. Okay. Marginally unusual. Nope, not here. Trying to go over here. Right? No. Right, okay. Bonk. I've yet to take damage from an object that I've run into, but I don't know if that's possible, so. Let's see, is there anything in here? There's a machete, but I've already got one, so that is not an upgrade yet. Well, right now, I mean. That is an axe. Is this a decent kind of axe? It's a hatchet. Technically, the bounce is a little bit higher, slash is a little bit better. Let's see, what about the reach? The reach is a little awkward, I think. Yeah, the reach is a little bit shorter. I need just a little bit of reach, thank you. But I'll carry it around. When you get defeated, you actually drop your main weapon, as far as I can tell. So I'd prefer to have a second item in my inventory. Alright. Now, before we continue on to the next area, I'm actually going to cut the video. So, I'll see you in the next video.